Good evening, greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP, greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I'm your host for the evening. My name is Batun Das. I'm from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is Social and Asset for International Educational and Training Institute. In last years, we already served 35 billion plus knowledge seeker from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organization. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social globally recognized and reputable resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that is not effective training is one skill just by acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to students, job seekers, job holder, and also for learners, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinar, seminar, courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. Also, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like Trade On Portfolio website, Resume Builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, conversations, and many more. We help empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement our training program webinar and offline online courses for youth learner by professional training speaker and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global engineer professionals to develop all kinds of skills and promote the education of their abilities and personal speaking knowledge is crucial for the state of global professionals. We believe that knowledge is level, light, and crucial. So, if try to understand the needs of today's generation, I will start them with research and practice method. We are repress diversity, growth, and innovation are required to research of passion and integrity. Ajim member are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. So support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention it in the comment box. So support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 2,114 webinars successfully. Moving to the next is the continuous support. We already completed 2,114 webinars successfully. Dear RGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.edurgp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account from us with profession. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature with mismatch that you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. To declare slide, you have to join regularly on our website. Now, the corporate premises with verified certificate. Now, it's easier and time oriented because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam that if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take exam unlimited till you pass. If you're an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you're a host of IGP, you can download the certificate of gratitude. If you're an online live quiz competition winner, you can download the certificate of participation. If you're selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download the certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes common support with IGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 times certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of global professional membership, certificate of global inclusion in the pandemic, certificate of social activity in the pandemic, certificate of achievement IGP also in 2020, 2021, and 2022, certificate of participation webinar series 1, authentic assessment in teaching learning, certificate of participation webinar series 2. Teaching English for language and assessment, certificate of participation webinar series 3, digital classroom engagement tool, certificate of participation webinar series 4, the new trend in education. Certificate of participation webinar series 5, Apple Social Leadership and Management Skills, certificate of participation webinar series 6. Trend and innovation in mathematics education, certificate of participation webinar series 7, research comprehension approach, certificate of participation webinar series 8. Art in teaching a special program in the arts, certificate of participation webinar series 9, 21st century teaching mathematics, ambassador, certificate of participation campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now, you can participate in 1000% national level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, and tips for education tools for teacher, IGP alumni. Check out our previous services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous selection. You solve all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check your details for all alternatives. It's a cordial request to check all partner pages on our website. Share, like, and be benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our service. At present, we are going to start our 2150 webinar, whose name is Modified Traditional Strategy in Teaching Science. And today our guest name is Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta. He is from India. Before I hand over this stage to our speaker, sir, I will a little bit about him. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello,
Sir, the stage
am
is
I
yours. You
audible?
can start your. Yes, sir. You are audible. Sir, the stage is yours. You can
Okay,
start your presentation now.
okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Provost World Innovators University and Chief Managing Director, Research Foundation of India. Today, we are going to discuss about modified traditional strategy in teaching science. Basic concepts to know for teaching science is basically strategy of teaching. This refers to the science of developing a plan to attain goal and to guard against undesirable result. The method of teaching refers to the series of related and progressive acts performed by a teacher and the students to attain the specific objectives of the lesson. The technique of teaching refers to personalized style of carrying out a particular step of a given method. As we are living in 21st century, the era of technology and scientific development, the teaching process continues to witness a revolutionary change from the traditional teaching method to a more active and student centered approach, which is using the modern teaching method that are capable of assessing students' 21st century skill needs. Now, what is teaching? Teaching is a complex social process of producing learning, and teaching approach is the level at which assumptions and beliefs about learning and teaching are specified. The teaching method, these are the overall plan for the orderly presentation of material and is based upon the approach to teaching. Method is the level at which theory is put into practice and at which choices are made about the particular skills and content to be taught and order in which it will be presented. Now, before moving further, we should know goal, objectives, and outcomes. A goal is a statement and which describes a more global learning outcome. It means what do we want to achieve? The a learning objective is a statement of one of the several specific performances, the achievement of which contributes to the attainment of the goal. Objective means how are we going to achieve it? And the outcomes, these are achieved results or consequences of what was learned. It means how do we know we have achieved it? So, the goal, objectives, and outcomes. Teaching aims at attaining goals of education in a comprehensive way. Teaching is considered as an activity undertaken to make learners acquire knowledge, develop skills and attitude, which ultimately prepare them for their future roles and responsibilities in true sense. It helps in making children fit for the larger society by imbibing the social and cultural norms and values. Being a planned activity, teaching aims at attaining goals of education, where emphasis is given on individual as well as social development of the children. Teaching occurs between teacher and students or a group of students in an academic environment conducive for proper learning. The learning objectives. What is the impact of using traditional teaching methods on students? The degree of advantages and disadvantages of traditional teaching methods. What is the impact of using modern teaching methods on students? The degree of advantages and disadvantages of modern teaching methods. How does using technology in modern teaching impact the teaching process? And what is the impact of teachers' qualifications, teaching experience on students' academic achievement? The best teaching methods. Working as a teacher, one can recognize the significant role of using different methods in teaching, noticing that it is not enough depending on using traditional method of teaching, but in order to cope up with the era of technology, teachers should now try to apply the best methods of teaching for students to meet their 21st century needs. The problem is how effectively teachers use the traditional teaching methods along with modern teaching methods, and how do they affect the students' performance from teachers' own perspective. As we know, traditional methods as conventional education method which is widely used in schools. The traditional method is the old way of teaching. In this method, the teacher is the source of ideas and information, and the student receives and interacts with them as a recipient of knowledge. The traditional teaching method is basically teacher centered to impart book knowledge to students. In ancient times, traditional teaching methods were more common because teachers wanted students to learn fixed knowledge and get good scores on exams. In the traditional classroom, students must obey discipline to ensure a good learning environment, and teachers are the controllers of the class. With the development of new era, science and technology are more developed and people's thinking is more active now. Students not only want to learn from textbooks but also are attracted by innovative knowledge. traditional teaching strategies, the traditional teaching methods focused on the teacher as the only source of information in the classroom. It embraces the idea of a teacher centered method involving face to face interaction, mainly from the teacher to the student. The traditional approach to education typically focuses on memorization. Teachers give a lecture, students take notes, and are tested on the information. Teaching strategy is the integral part of effective teaching, that is pivotal and pervasive instrument for providing instructions as per educational goals or objectives. There are different teaching strategies such as recitation, discussion, explanation, role play, games and simulation, independent work, questioning, cooperative task groups, discovery, drills and debates, etc. It can be said that teaching is a social process which is exercised for the purpose of producing learning. This learning becomes effective and productive by incorporating certain strategies according to the instructional needs and requirements. These strategies are defined as the plans adopted in teaching for reaching the instructional objectives. These teaching strategies are diverse in nature and are selected and used by teachers as per their needs for realization of their goals of teaching. Undoubtedly, effective use of these strategies help in creation of conducive and congenial classroom environment and development of required skills, knowledge, and attitude in learners. On the other hand, modern teaching methods, these are education reforms, mean that learning is taught from a completely different angle. Progressive educational practices focus more on the individual student's needs rather than assuming all students are at the same level of understanding. The modern way of teaching is more activity based, using questioning, explaining, demonstration, and collaboration techniques. The modern learning encourages students to collaborate and therefore be more productive. Quality of teaching and provide students with a better education, modern teaching methods are also widely used. The modern teaching methods pay more attention to improving students' values and abilities. In a modern classroom, the teaching atmosphere is more relaxed and there are multiple technology products to assist teaching, and the classrooms are student centered. The two different teaching methodologies have specific advantages and disadvantages. In modern classrooms, teachers will put every knowledge point within PowerPoint, which leads some students to think they can just review PPT instead of taking notes to prepare for the examination. which will lead to the situation that the knowledge cannot be remembered deeply in the brain. To avoid the disadvantages of using high tech teaching, different methods should be used for different subjects. Some subjects that focus more on thinking application and deep calculation should be taught in traditional ways. Traditional lecture style classes can help math, physics, and other science measures focus on calculation and comprehension. Multiple pictures, animation, etc., will disturb the mind's concentration, resulting in a lack of deep understanding of the knowledge. The use of technology on their learning achievements in some courses claim that there is a significant relationship between a student's use of technology and their achievements in those courses at the colleges. It also showed that the most used devices are laptops. These are used 50%, phones 42%, followed by tablets 7%, and desktop computers only half percent. The studies show that a specific teaching technique does not work on every subject. The effectiveness of educational methods will vary for different groups of people. Therefore, teachers should analyze and differentiate the use of traditional or modern teaching methods according to different subjects. Now, traditional and modern teaching methods. The traditional techniques used repetition and memorization of information to educate students, so they are not developing their critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making skills. The modern learning encourages students to collaborate and therefore be more productive, saying that traditional and modern teaching methods are both effective and useful in today's education. As with most things, it is all about balance of both the methods. Teachers need to understand when a traditional method works best and when it is right to try new and innovative subjects. Effectiveness of teaching methods. The rapid development of the times has also brought more advanced educational methods and concepts. Many experts advocate replacing traditional educational methods with modern educational methods. The difference between the two educational methods depends on basically three aspects: the educational method, educational purpose, and educational focus. It is better to compare the advantages and disadvantages of modern education and traditional education methods. From a macro perspective, the advantages of modern educational methods are greater, but teachers should evaluate and choose which teaching methods to use according to the student's situation, teaching purpose, and potential obstacles. important area of human civilization. Education has always been one of the most important areas of human civilization since ancient times. The development of a country's education is closely related to its future development. Essentially, education socializes children into society by instilling cultural values and norms, equipping them with the skills necessary to become productive members of society. In doing so, it stimulates economic growth and raises awareness of local and global problems. Difference. The difference between modern teaching and traditional classroom is not only the difference in teaching methods, but also the collision of new ideas and old concepts. Existing studies have expounded the collision of the two form the teaching organization process of teaching concepts, learning methods, and so on. In the old concept, the traditional education had to be teacher centered and text centered. Most classes are taught in the form of lectures. In the lectures, the professor will ask the students to memorize the theoretical knowledge from the textbook and recite the syllabus to prepare for the examination. To prepare for the examination, teachers will ask students to memorize theoretical knowledge from books and practice thousands of mock exam questions. Traditional education policies not only put pressure on students but also turn them into testing machines. The essence of education has changed from educating people into talents to cultivating talents for examination. In the new educational concept, the purpose of education is not to test, but to inspire students' creative thinking. Modern education emphasizes that the process of education and teaching is highly creative process. The basic goal is to inspire, guide, develop and train students' creativity. Both teaching methods can improve students' knowledge level, but modern education is more active in promoting communication and a learning motivation. However, modern teaching methods and traditional education methods are not absolutely good or bad. Although traditional lecture style teaching is more boring than high tech classrooms, it can be more effective and effective than traditional education because it perspective, a teaching technique that is approach, teaching forms and bias of focus in learning. The use of technology. With the development of technology, there are more and more technological products for the purpose of education. A variety of teaching aids and technology products provide teachers with more choices in teaching styles. There are lots of advantages to using high technology in education. The one technology is multimedia. The multimedia refers to applications and technologies that manipulate text, data, images, sound, and full motion video objects. Given the uses of multiple formats, multimedia is capable of delivering a stronger and more engaging message than standard text. Multimedia is a good teaching aid, for instance. Multimedia technology includes interactive computer based applications that allow people to communicate ideas of information with digital and print elements. Professionals in the field use computer software to develop and manage online graphics and content. Firstly, multimedia can transform abstract words into picture format, thus showing knowledge vividly and easily to students. Without the limitation of traditional teaching books, teachers can also make innovations on PPT. Based on previous teaching experiences, teachers can use extracurricular knowledge to expand students' knowledge scope. To help students better understanding complicated knowledge, teachers can also make an explanatory animation to aim teaching. Second, multimedia enables video recording of the teaching process so that students can review or preview the course at a convenient time. More flexible time and location choices greatly enhance learning effectiveness. However, the improper use of multimedia even inhibits students' learning ability. If there are too many pictures and words in the PPT and they are flashed during the presentation, students will lack thinking and will not be impressed with the knowledge. In education, research, thinking, analyzing, and learning are several important and inseparable links. While learning, we must pay attention to the role of thinking. Now comes passive and active learning. There are two main ways of imparting knowledge, active and passive. The traditional passive way of education is a lecture style classroom centered on the professor with little interaction between teachers and students. Some experts believe that in this learning mode, the professor plays the authoritative role of imparting knowledge into the students, and the students are the listeners. Any immature, wrong, or heretical views will be rejected by the teacher, resulting in the students' learning initiatives being rejected, ignored, or even suppressed. Active learning requires students to think, discuss, challenge, and analyze information. Passive learning requires learners to absorb, assimilate, consider, and translate information. Active learning encourages conversation and debate, while passive learning encourages active listening and paying attention to detail. Passive learning is consuming information through merely reading or listening. On the other hand, active learning is the processing of information by engaging in the content through discussion, analysis, synthesis, problem solving, reflection, questioning, and practice. In addition to teaching equipment and teaching formats, traditional and modern education can also be differentiated by learning focus. The traditional education method is teacher centric learning, and modern education is learner centric learning or student centric learning. Teacher centered learning is usually a traditional lecture style class where the professor manages and leads students to learn. The professor will design a syllabus based on the textbook structure and a logic and distribute it to each student. In the lecture, the professor will complete the teaching through the formulated syllabus, and both extracurricular knowledge and complex questions will be ignored. The advantage of teacher centric classes is that every knowledge point related to the exam will be on the syllabus. The students can use the syllabus to review them after class. Besides, strict discipline management reduces external interference for students, and the serious classroom atmosphere will infect every student to learn consciously. However, this education method not only makes students too dependent on professor and does not think for themselves, but also has many disadvantages. Recent researchers have pointed out some main disadvantages of teacher-centric learning. Researchers pointed out that professor-centered classrooms lack opportunities for cooperation and communication among students. Fixed syllabus are not only boring but also fail to expand the knowledge and understanding of learners. In contrast, in a teacher centered classroom, the teacher becomes a facilitator and students can choose to learn about the knowledge they are interested in. In student centered teaching, students' opinions are respected because the main purpose of this modern teaching approach is to develop students' abilities and interests. The course does not have a fixed syllabus, but the professor will adjust the teaching style, content, and assignments according to the needs of the different students during the teaching process and actively respond to students' questions. Tailor-made study plans for students have many advantages over traditional educational focus. However, student-centered learning not only requires high educational cost but also does not support large-scale teaching. Applying this educational model to aristocratic education and special education can perfectly solve the problem of high cost and inappropriateness for the general policy. Special education refers to the use of specially designed curricula, teaching materials, teaching methods, teaching organization forms, and teaching equipment for children with physical and psychological development disabilities. The common point of aristocratic education and student centered education is to provide student centered modern education. Both methods have their own advantages and disadvantages. To maximize the advantages of different methods, choice should be based on the teaching effect expected by learner. Of course, there are some advantages of modern teaching methods. They are more prominent. The modern teaching methods can better cultivate the talents of students, can be used in special education and so on. But if you only pursue the advantages of modern teaching without knowing how to avoid the shortcoming, the teaching method will not be effective. Modern teaching methods are designed to make learning more engaging, interactive, and relevant to students. They provide students with the opportunity to take an active role in their own learning, develop the skills they need to succeed in the 21st century, and meet the diverse needs of the student population. Properties of teaching. The primary objective of teaching is to impart knowledge and wisdom. However, this is not limited to textbook knowledge. To shape character, behavior, and develop abilities of students. Teachers help students acquire knowledge, and this is not just what is included in the syllabus. The basic properties of teaching may be listed as demonstration, experimentation, imaginary tool, group discussion, question memorizing, research project, concept cartoon, think, pair, share, jigsaw. The classification, as we have seen, a traditional old-fashioned way of teaching and traditional education, the focus is on the transmission of knowledge from teacher to student through lectures and textbook. Time-tested methods that stood the test of time and are still being used at present. Progressive methods are never and more improved of methods of teaching. In progressive education, the focus is on learning by doing and experiential learning. Students are encouraged to explore and discover concepts through hands-on activities and projects. There are some basic differences in traditional and progressive teaching. In traditional teaching, school is a preparation for life. On the other hand, progressive school is a part of life. The another point is in traditional teaching, learners are passive, absorb, keepers of information and authority. In progressive teaching, learners are active participants, problem solvers, and planners. In traditional teaching, the point is teachers are sources of information and authority. In progressive, teachers are facilitators, guides who foster thinking. In traditional, knowledge is absorbed through lectures, basically, and in progressive, knowledge is absorbed through play, direct experience, and social interaction. In traditional teaching, school is a task to be endured, and progressive teaching, school is a challenging and fun part of life. So these are the basic difference. Now, what are the variables that affect teaching methods? These are the uh, the teacher itself, nature of students, nature of subject matter, technology, school environment. So these are the basic variables that affect teaching method. Lesson planning, the learning objective, their importance and construction. A learning objective is a statement of what students will be able to do when they have completed instruction. Three components are there in planning: a description of what students will be able to do, the conditions under which the student will perform the task, the criteria for evaluating student performance. So these are the three basic things for lesson planning. Recommendations: provide schools with technological utilization. There are few points. Teachers must be well trained and adapted with technology because technology will keep on growing with new methods, programs, concepts, inventions, and discoveries. Teachers should develop their own skills by exploring online educational courses. Schools must be provided with high-tech tools to enable teachers use the modern teaching methods. Teachers and students should be more familiar with technological advantages and its impact on the students' behavior and academical benefits. Cooperation between the teacher, parents, and a school to ensure that technology is used efficiently by students. It is necessary to keep teachers updated with the latest and new methods of teaching. Equip the student with 21st century skills to enable them to assimilate and to become creative and innovative. The choice of a suitable teaching method depends on what fits the material, educational philosophy, classroom demographic, and students' needs. Teachers should acknowledge the advantages and disadvantages of both methods and choose the best out of each method to benefit the students' academical achievement. It is highly recommended that teachers won't neglect using the traditional methods, but combining the suitable teaching and learning methods to facilitate active techniques that help teachers develop students' learning abilities. As some students recommended, saying that traditional and modern teaching methods are both effective and useful in today's education. As with most things, it is all about balance. It is needed to understand when a traditional method works best and when it is right to use new and innovative approach. Participant characteristics. What are the skills and observation? Critical thinking and problem solving. It is categorize, compare and contrast, classify, predict, make conclusion, relating, generate ideas, making inferences. Communication skill means good communication between and people. Collaboration means conduct group work, multiple intelligences, and creative and innovation. Innovate for teaching, creative. So these are the basic skills and their observation. Now, in summarization, using technology to aid the learning process depends on the school location. For some schools, the limitations are that they did not have access to computers and internet to have a completely 21st century learning environment. Some households still do not have computers and internet, making it impossible to make people complete a task or communicate from home. Teachers manage to compensate for the absence of technological tools by creating a learning environment that is lively, student centered, contextual, and project based. However, this is only true for some excellent teachers, but for others, the teachings are exam oriented, where the teachers quest are to complete the syllabus and drill pupils for an exam. For excellent teachers, observe to have encouraged pupils' creativity by allowing them to do inquiry and project-based activities. The pupils to explore and discover for themselves the outcomes of their activities and later allow to design and create based on their understanding. These activities usually involve people's communication, arguments, and exchange of ideas. Some of the excellent teachers create a learning environment for 21st century learning. Technological tools are well utilized that people communicate and collaborate to complete a task in project-based learning. Teachers, however, need to think about how to create a 21st century learning environment so that learning is not confined to a certain space for time. For teachers in the rural areas, there are no limitations teaching for 21st century skills. A 21st century learning environment is still possible even with limited technological tools. By adopting the project based or problem based teaching, teachers allow pupils to create and improvise to find ways to complete the given task. To do that, teachers need to be creative and encourage creative thinking among the pupils and apply the ideas in the form of innovation or creation of teaching tools. Now, there are some frequently asked questions. You can go through these. These are the summarization of the whole lecture. So these are the references from which this presentation was prepared with the help of these link. You can go further. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. And if any question, please, or you may contact through mail or WhatsApp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP Knowledge Seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for a question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back to our participant. IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Sir, I think after a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. There's no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Thank Thanks a lot.
Honorable sir, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear RGP knowledge, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear RGP knowledge, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edurgp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find the running session and get enrolled. After watching commenting part 1, move to the next test passing mark 80% if passed. Back to the course again to download the certificate. If you failed to retake the course, download the certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edurgp.com. Please make sure you present on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching commenting part 1, move to the next learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download the certificate. If failed to retake the quiz, download the certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. We change a few process for online quiz competition. Note that after life, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.edurgp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button and give a link for the session name and join with the logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join on the live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 22 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is, what strategy should retailers adopt in traditional market? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 39% people are right here. Second question is, it's not in the traditional addition strategy sequence. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 74% people are right here. Third question is, the traditional strategy has elective subject in it. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 42% people are right here. Our third question is, which element can be modified in a marketing strategy most easily? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right. Our next question is, what is a traditional management strategy in the GBR? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 40% people are right. Our next question is, Jesus changed and modified traditional Jesus teaching in all the following way, except. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 85% people are right. Our next question is, calling out who needs a modified task in class is an effective strategy. Is it true or false? Option 2 is the right answer. 70% people are right. Our next question is, what did the traditional health practitioner bill in 2004 modified later in 2007 do? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 94% people are right. Our second last question of the session is, product strategy in which a firm offer a similar but modified product in foreign markets. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Our last and final question of the session is, product strategy in which a firm other a similar but modified product in foreign markets. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner, top 10. Congratulations. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner, top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on our official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competition certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly fit your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy as to say. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to go on the people of things about Einstein. We press or hit the like button. I can also thank all IGP and all the speakers for their active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.